What up, peepses? This is Mike Schilling from the ZMAM show, coming to you with another movie review. Today we're looking at Day of the Dead Bloodlines, 2018 film, and oh god, guys, this is a rough one, so I hope you're ready. This currently holds a 3.4 out of 10 on IMDb. Again, I like to reference them just to kind of see what other people are thinking as well, but I want to give you my thoughts just as an avid horror zombie film lover. I mean, I've seen them all, even the Italian films. I want to see them, just see what they're all about. This one had so much potential. I was waiting for it. I saw even the previews, and people were already like skeptical, and I'm like, no, man, has a chance. Well, here we go. This is our basically 3 pros and cons of basically why you should steer clear of this movie. I'm calling it basically the zombies movies are doomed, but I'm going to do another review here pretty soon on 3 other flicks that have zombie-ish type settings, but were actually really great films. But this one is not going to probably sell the bill, and I'm going to tell you exactly why. So here we go. So I'll tell you our pros real quick. It's a short list. The makeup overall. The zombies look legit. They looked awesome. And I think these days they usually do. I mean, fair to say they didn't even use very much CGI on any of the zombies except for Max, which is the lead, I guess, antagonist zombie, which I'll talk about him in just a little bit. But the makeup was very legit, but it's also kind of a con too, a little bit, because it's the amount of blood usage they use throughout the film, which I talk about a little bit later. It's just like, they just went blood crazy on this. Like, they just set up like all these little blood explosions. I mean, real practical effects, but it's just like, they went haywire, overboard. It just kind of throws you off, kind of like, what the hell am I looking at right now? It distracts you from the movie. So anyway, but makeup overall was a pro. Another pro, Jonathan Skit, who plays as Max, he kind of plays like Bub from the original Day of the Dead. I think it was 1978. I don't want to get that wrong, from George Romero, but all the same, he plays kind of like that character, that zombie that can kind of think and still feel, but yet he's a full-out zombie. So again, he did a very good job just playing that character, given the material, which was basically really, really bad, but overall, he did very good. Our third one was the cinematography and the bunker overall. They had very capable people working on this film, although low budget. I don't remember the exact amount of money. Hopefully I'll post it here just below on how much the budget was for this film. But it wasn't a ton, at least in this day and age of what films should cost. But yeah, the scenes looked great. The bunker was pretty cool overall. I mean, the scenes looked legit. They made you feel like they were isolated, just trying to stay alive in this like kind of military compound. So they had that going for them. So those are the 3 pros. So you can see that's not a whole lot to go off of. So now let's go straight to the 3 cons. And here we go. So first one is the lead actress. Her name is Sophie Skelton. And so, other than her being a very attractive woman and nice to look at and this and that, I wanted to see some acting out of this chick. And, some of the action scenes she did okay on, but her dialogue and her acting in general, she has so far to go. It was just, she was so unconvincing. And the worst parts of the movie, I swear to you, it's like, oh my gosh, it's like screeching at your ears. It's like when she's going to these these little dialogue, these monologue sessions where she's kind of like talking about the virus and how it's, changing and so forth, and she's trying to find a cure, and I'll talk about that in just a second, why she's trying to look for that. But I mean, she has these single, it's just her talking, and even in scenes where it's just her on screen, it's kind of like, I don't need to hear a side dialogue in the background, because you can see her, it's like her in her thoughts or whatever, like she's writing it. Just have her just talk it out while she's doing the procedures or whatever. Like, anyways, it's so awful, trust me, but you almost have to see it just so you can understand how bad it really was. So that's the first con, the lead actress. Unfortunately, she was not very convincing, and it really did take the movie down pretty big. Next is the story. It completely blew ass. It was awful. I mean, these guys, good Lord, get back to basics and just chill out. Stop trying to take on so much and just stick to a nice, simple story that just is cohesive and makes sense. So just to give you some background, because I'm going to go ahead and spoil this a little bit, because you're not going to probably want to see this movie anyways, but you almost have to hear this just to see, or hear and understand what they were trying to do with it. So the idea is that this movie starts off, she is a medical student, right? She's maybe a couple years in, but the movie starts off and she's in the street. Everything's chaotic, and there's people running around, there's zombies going around, they're murdering people everywhere, and she's kind of staggering through. She's clearly was knocked out or something. She gets on her cell phone trying to call her mom. Okay, but I'm telling you, this is like the first 5 minutes of the movie, and you can already tell this movie's going to be awful. I mean, it just the way she was acting, the way they were trying to show everything else going on, the chaos was just almost too chaotic, and I said, like, the effects were just like overkill. It was just kind of like, man, slow it down. But yeah, again, she's only a couple years in this med school. So this guy Max I was telling you about, he is kind of this, he's infatuated with her. We'll just put it that way, okay? And so she kind of draws some blood from him, takes whatever, and he's creeping her out totally. So the outbreak happens like literally out, not even an hour later. She's at some party. Things start going haywire. He gets bitten and this and that. And so he's so infatuated with her, and I guess the virus doesn't completely take over his body. He basically is on the prowl looking for her, and that's the premise for Max during the entire movie. Meanwhile, Zoe, the lead actress, she is at a bunker facility held up with a bunch of military peeps and some other civilians, and she is the lead doctor trying to find a cure for this virus. This is a 2-year medical student, which, by the way, that's 2 years more than I would have had. True that. That is true. But they have her working on, like, she's looking at the virus and how it's, the composition, how it's built up. I'm like, are you kidding me? I mean, it's not like it's been like 20 years since the outbreak. It's been like maybe a year. And what, she's going to find that miracle cure? That's where these movies, when they try to start doing that crap, it just breaks it down. I'm just telling you. There is no cure for the apocalypse. So focus on something else. There's so much you could do. Just find something else and focus on it. Or if you are going to try and do a cure, then make it actually someone that sounds like they know what they're doing. Or at least they have a chance and it makes sense that they could find that cure. I think that makes sense, right? So this movie just kind of goes on, and then, you know, you have, I got a brain freeze right now, but the main, I guess, antagonist in the original Day of the Dead, it was Captain, I'm forgetting his name, but I'll post his picture here and whatever, but basically, you know, he was not very forgiving. He was bossing everybody around. He was even willing to kill people if they didn't follow what he was going to say. I think it was Rhodes. Yes, it was Captain Rhodes. Yeah, because there was a major that died. So the new one that plays in, he's not compelling either. I mean, he's just kind of bossing people around, but he's just kind of more of a dick to everybody than really, like, you feel like he's super, super dangerous. And so the acting, I guess, it just didn't hit off. So story and acting are number 2. It was no good, guys. It was just no good. I'm almost speechless. That's how bad this movie really was. And it just hurts for me to say that because it had so much potential and could have been, you know? So the number 3 for me, reasons of the cons, is the dialogue. The dialogue was awful. I mean, I don't know if this was year 1 writing or something I should have probably been doing, you know? I mean, if you check out our Dead Nightmare, it's nothing so super compelling. Of course, I'm also not working with true actors, right? These are my closest friends, family members, and there's some other really local talent that are trying to build this story and bring it to life, you know, but this is total amateur work. You know, these people are getting paid. I mean, I wouldn't have paid money for these actors, and that's saying something, right? So I don't know what the problem was. I mean, obviously you need great actors to sell dialogue, but if you have crap dialogue and crap actors, I mean, I think you see where that equation's going. So, you know, guys, this is where we landed for Day of the Dead Bloodlines 2018. I'm giving this one a 4 out of 10, and man, is that generous. I don't know what it is. Some movies I'm just compelled to kind of try and watch again, just to kind of hope that, oh no, I'll watch it again, it'll be okay. This is one I did watch again, and it never got better. It just never did. So hopefully you guys get a chance. You know, I hope you like this review. If you did get a chance to see it, I'd love to hear what you thought about the movie in the comments. Please let me know, or even if you saw a few snippets of it, if you immediately turned it off, or if you actually braved through the whole thing. It's probably an hour 30, hour 45. You'll never get back, but it is almost comical. Like you have to see it. It's just one of those B movies. You're like, I got to see the train wreck. I just got to see how it all ends out. So again, I'm Mike Schilling, your host for ZMAM Show. Make sure to hit that like and subscribe button, even the little alert button as well, because then you'll know when we have new content coming out. Make sure you keep looking out for our next reviews and also our episode 6 for our Dead Nightmare short series around zombies. That's going to be coming out here shortly. You know, our episodes are usually about 20 minutes long, not even that, and it's just building a small story, but we've been having a lot of fun with it, and hopefully you can come join the adventure with us. So I guess that's it for now, and we'll see you at the next review.